بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. One day, a wealthy man was driving his very expensive car on a relatively empty street, and all of a sudden, he heard a big bang on the side of his car. He was startled. He slammed the brakes, got off his car, and he wanted to find out what happened. He looked and he found a big dent, huge damage on the rear door, and he found a rock that had caused that damage. He looked right and left trying to find out who threw that rock at his car, and he saw a young boy, obviously terrified, standing on the side of the street and trying to cover his face as if to say, please don't do anything to me. But the man was angry. The man ran towards that boy and took him by the shoulders and started to shake him. And then he said, why did you do this to my car? Didn't you see that it's an expensive car? You will not be able now, neither you nor your father will be able to fix my car for me. The boy said, sir, I want to tell you. Tell me what, the man said. And the boy pointed to a hole in the ground, in the street, and he said, sir, this is my brother who is in that hole. And the man, all of a sudden, as if to say, what is your brother doing there? And the boy continued to say, sir, my brother is paralyzed. And I was pushing his wheelchair and it tripped over a stone and my brother fell in that hole. I tried to stop other cars to get some help because I could not get him out of that hole. And nobody would stop to me. I was waving. Nobody would pay attention to me. Finally, I thought the only way to attract someone's attention is to throw that rock. I'm sorry, sir. If you help me to take my brother out of the hole, I promise you, I will show you where our house is, and then you can go, and my father, I promise, will be able to fix your car. Obviously, the man was shaken. He rushed to that hole and he helped that paralyzed young man who was the older brother of that boy, and he helped him to his car, and then he asked the boy to sit beside him and he asked them to show him where their house was, and they went there. And then, the man took the wheelchair that he had stored in the trunk of the car and put the paralyzed young man on it, and then wheeled it all the way to the entrance of that very modest house. And then he was about to leave and get to his car when the boy said, sir, aren't you going to see my father? I promise you, he will fix your car. The man told the boy, no, son, I do not want your father to fix my car. I can do it myself, but I want to tell you that I do not ever want to fix that dent in my car. And the boy, looking with empty glance at that man as if to say, why? This is a new car, it's an expensive car. The man told him, I want to keep that dent for as long as I live, so that it will remind me that I do not need a rock to alert me to what's happening on the street in front of me. I want to be able to see things. And the reason I told you this story is that sometimes it takes a rock to hit our vehicle that we are driving on the highway of life to stop us and realize what is happening around us. That can be an illness, it can be the loss of a loved one, it can be a pandemic, it can be something that brought the entire world to a halt as if the world applied and slammed the brake and saying that, what happened to our economy, what happened to our life that we were used to. But then I believe that we really need to keep that dent on the vehicle we are driving on the highway of life, because we really need to see what is happening around us. May that be a reminder as we move forward. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.